Hey everyone, Nick and Richard Griot here at the Ridge Motorsports Park in Shelton, Washington. We're going to tell you about our vintage Can-Am McLarens and what it's like to drive one. Richard knows everything about the history of these cars. We just got out of the cars, so we're high on gasoline, and we got plenty of fun stuff to share with you.
Yeah, just a little bit of rattle, right? Yeah, my hair is standing on end, so normally it's combed over. But this is chassis number M6A, chassis number 1. And it was Bruce McLaren's car for the 1967 season. And he won 2 races in it and came in 2nd place and beat out his teammate, Denny Hulme, for the Can-Am Championship that year. Now, McLaren had really spent a lot of time and energy in the off-season building these cars. It came out in papaya orange, or McLaren orange at the time, and it was just a stunning car in every way. Robin Herd designed it. It was the first ground effect car that really, utilized as much aero as they could. And when Robin Herd was in the car with Bruce McLaren, they had a pressure sensor underneath the car, and when it started going negative, the smile on both of their faces was amazing. And of course, everybody knows they dominated 1967.
So
now,
this was a 1967 M6A chassis number 1.
Chassis number 1.
And then this one behind us is a 1968 M6B chassis 21.
Chassis 21. So that was a customer car, and this customer car raced a few races. This is not the original Denny Hulme car. We really don't know where that chassis is. There's a couple of people that have claimed to maybe an upright here or something like that. But in 1968, this car was sold to a little-known guy named Roger Penske. Everybody know Roger Penske? Who put Mark Donohue in the car, and it won another 4 races in 1968, and it was painted the Sunoco colors, blue and bright yellow, and so Mark Donohue won the USSRC championship in 1968 in this car. It is one of the rarest, most winningest cars, driven by the 2 greatest drivers of the period. So, what's it like to drive it, Mickey?
Well, first and foremost, as much as I like the Sunoco colors, papaya orange is the right color for the car.
It is.
And we did get the blessing of Zach Brown to mock up the Denny Hulme livery. So we had 2 papaya orange McLaren Can-Am.
So we could bring to you the Bruce and Denny show all over again. And trust me, we are not Bruce and Denny. We're not even close, but we're going to try to put on a good show this summer.
Yeah, so driving this car is quite crazy. I'm not nearly as experienced as you. I know you've spent a lot of time in this car, having owned it for over 15 years. But I've been working on my skills for the past few years.
Yeah,
and
you're
going
actually
through
quicker than Dad now.
Some vintage cars, some modern cars, really refining all those skills so that a car that is as intimidating as a Can-Am car, which they're notorious for being very finicky, extremely powerful, but kind of unhinged. Getting in it is a wild ride. I would describe it simply as violent.
Yeah, really?
But as you can maybe state more...
I think it's one of the easier cars to drive. The steering's very heavy, so you got to do maybe, some Twinkie crunches, just with a Twinkie in every hand, just bite a Twinkie. That's how I, get my shoulders and arms going. But so the steering's heavy, but you don't have to shift as much. I mean, there's power from 3,000 to 8,000. It's got about 600 horsepower in the back, and honestly, it tells you everything you're doing. I mean, telepathically. If you're oversteering, gosh, it just comes back around with just a little correction, and understeering, give it a little gas, and you make the corner.
I've definitely found my way in the car. I'm not nearly as fast as I'm sure the best guys in the group are, but I do appreciate its balance. I love the noise. Everybody knows when you start the Can-Am car up, it thunders around this motorsports park. Everybody can hear when you miss a shift, if you do, even though there's not a lot of shifting to be done. But yeah, I mean, it's unlike anything I've ever experienced. And for me, being less experienced, when I do make a mistake, say if I'm downshifting and I grab the wrong gear, well, it has enough power and torque that it can pull me out of that mistake without losing a ton of time. So,
well, if you do choose the wrong gear when you're downshifting, there's so much torque that the rear end starts coming around, and that's when things get a little interesting.
Yeah, I really love driving the car. We're going to be bringing these to Road America this summer and bringing back the Bruce and Denny show. Can't promise any great results. However, we're going to have fun and we're going to look good doing it.
So, from both of us, make sure you have as much fun in your garage as we're having in ours.